All right, in a change of pace, we're going to be doing some piano today. So, welcome to Live Keys practice number one. As always, or if never, if you've never watched us before, we love your support. So, if you want to become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com, not only do you get sheet music, but you get to tell us what music you need. So, via videos or sheets. So, $9.99 a month gets you 10 pieces of sheet music. All right, so I'm doing Forever Young by Brandi Carlile. It's a cover of an 80s song. It's a gorgeous song that she performed. And just breaking it down, I'm teaching it to a student right now, and it made a lot of sense to start this series as well. So full speed of the song is 64 BPM. You can't see that. She actually varies her tempo somewhat, being a live performance. We're going to jump in, excuse me, at 45 BPM on this first verse, and we're just going to break down one hand at a time. I am by no means a phenomenal piano player. These series are about me getting better and kind of investing more time into playing, and you guys can join along. Hope this helps a little bit, and it's a good way to practice. All right, so I'll break down some parts. I'll forget to break down other parts. We'll just go from there. All right, so we got the C chord. The nice thing about the song, it's in 4/4. Every once in a while, she varies and puts a measure of 2/4 in. Key of C. So no sharps or flats. Like I said, I'm not going to spend a ton of time breaking down everything note for note, but if I find something interesting, I'll chat about it. So C chord, C, E, G. And we're just playing quarter notes. So we're going 1, 2, up to an E minor, 3. You already saw that. I'm stopping telling you every single note. Because this kind of take all night if we did it. Now, if you want more help with that, let me know. We could set up a private lesson, or I can do a video where I break down stuff more. Especially if you go, hey, you know what? Verse 1, I need help, or this third measure, I need help. Love to do stuff like that. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So we're just going to get that on a loop at 45 BPM. 2. Pretty slow. 4, and 1. The way that I would teach this, the way I've been teaching this past couple of weeks is learn the right hand, get comfortable with that, and then add the left hand in. And we're going to kind of do the same thing. So since I've been working on this for like a week already, or a couple days, going through it faster than I normally would. But let's just get kind of these first 4 or 5 measures down, and then we'll start adding the left hand in and trying to do both today. So we got this A minor chord, just quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So oftentimes, if I'm learning this, got each measure kind of in my head, right? This 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, got the idea. Now put those two ideas together and just keep on building it from there. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Thing to note before we get too much into this. Much like we're just doing right hand and then we'll be doing left hand, I'm ignoring the fact that throughout the song she's using a pedal, which kind of blends the notes together, adds some sustain to it. We're not going to add that in until we're more comfortable with the song. So before somebody calls me out for missing the pedal, I know I am. Missing it on purpose. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. Let's just add the next two measures in. So we got a G chord that's holding out for a half note. So 1, 2, up to A minor, 3, 4, back down to that F chord. 2, and that's that measure 2, 4. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Cool. Let's just put those three together. I guess 4. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to C. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Mistake. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, C. I think this D minors, yeah. So if you look at the phrase C, E minor, A minor, F, G, A minor, F, D minor, and then it, starts all over. So let's learn this D minor measure, and then we'll put that together. Start working on our left hand. So that little squiggly line is just that. You're kind of, I would say, flamming the notes. I know that's not the right term for piano, but it's how I'd think about it on drums. They're not all together. It's not that. It's, there's an accent. Probably going to ignore that right away. So it's 1, 2, E, and, which is D, F, A. Again, I'm choosing when I want to say the notes. And if you need more help, let me know. 1. So what's that rhythm gets me though, especially after that. We got that 1, 2, 1, 2, E, and 2 and 3. See what I mean? 2 and 3, 4. So let's do this. Let's add that measure from before and kind of give us an idea of where we're coming from. So it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, 2 and 3, 4, 1. The nice thing is it's this 40 BPM, 45 is pretty slow for us, so should be able to figure that out. 2, 3. Brain broke. 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, 4. See that? I don't think the 2-4 timing messes me up. I actually think it's this. So I don't 1 and 2 and 3 up, and that's should be played like that. Each note individually, not this building the chord. So 1, 2, 1, and 2 and 3, 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and. So I'm just going to do that a couple times, counting that idea out. So 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and you can see that I just can't count that. Good thing to practice. 1. No, I did that. Okay. Anyway, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 4 and when I come back to it. All right, let's do it with metronome, and I'm going to try not to count, and if that gets worse, then we'll go back to counting. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and mistakes. Mistakes abound, but I can play it, I just can't count. 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2. All right, not pretty, but you get the idea. Just something I need to work on. So yeah, let's just do, since it already at the end of this D minor, it goes back to this anyway. We'll just keep doing it that way. So it's a good kind of loop. Sometimes we do these and the worst loops ever. 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and back to C. Sorry, it said the stream stopped. Let's see if it actually did. Okay, it says we're good. Hopefully it's still running. We've had a couple of these just crash on us. So if you're in the chat, give me a thumbs up if we're still running. That would be great. Help me out. Four and 1. Okay, now I think we might have actually crashed. All right, give me 1 second to pull this up on my computer and see if we're still running or not. It says excellent again. It looks like we're still running. All right. Sorry. But sometimes it's very defeating when I do like an hour one of these and it crashes in the middle of it. And then I don't know it's crashing because OBS still tells me it's running. Sweet. Anyway, getting back to that. Getting distracted and getting back to it. 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. A minor now. 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Cool. So let's break down our left hand. You know, I took piano lessons when I was 8. And I did not like it, and I was not very good at it. And there's something funny about now. I love piano. I like playing all the different instruments, maybe a little bit too much and lack a little focus. But my point of my story is adding my left hand in, especially when I was like 8, 9, 10, 11, taking piano lessons, was the most daunting and worst thing in the face of the planet. To the point where I just never did it. And I know it impacted me negatively rhythmically. And so this is kind of like a chance to, I wouldn't say redeem, but like re-own or reimagine some of that stuff. So it's going to be a journey. I've been working on this, like I said, off and on for like the last week and a half, which literally means like 4 times of practice. Um, so yeah, the best thing to do is learn the same measures we learned in the left hand, and then slowly work on putting them together. And that's really just what that journey amounts to in the beginning. So nobody likes reading bass clef in the beginning. The multitude of students I've taught, which is hilarious, that I've been an okay piano player, like basic stuff I can play. I could teach somebody, Bastion Book or Hell Leonard to like the third series, but third. But by the time we're getting to the third, I'm like, ooh, tricky stuff. Good luck on that. Here's how I would play it. Ooh, watch that eighth note, more than actually knowing and jumping in and be able to play it. And some that's been good, like it pushed me to go like, okay, I can't play that part, but here are the 4 things I need to listen for and look for, and you got to work on doing. Anyway, all right, we learn these notes, then we work on putting it together. We got C and G in the beginning. We got a dotted quarter note, so 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right, again, 45 slow, but it'll be good for us when we put both hands together. 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. We're going A, E, and again, dotted quarter notes of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Some of this left hand stuff is just fun though. Just the rhythm changes that we have in our left versus our right. All right, with metronome, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Hearing where that metronome is landing, right? It goes click, click, well, not very good timing, but 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and you can start not paying attention to everything and just listen to that dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Those are the tells that you want to start like tuning in on. Like I can hear where it wants to go versus counting it all. Counting's great, and you should count until you don't have to count. That's what I like to say. But eventually, you want to hear what the music is trying to tell you. All right, this next part: G, D, 1, 2, up to A minor, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 45 is just slow. It makes me laugh. Smile, I should say. It doesn't really make me laugh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, F. Probably not going to work on that measure. Let's do a quick little recap because I'm sure it's leaving my brain a little bit already. Let's do this. these two measures. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G. Now I could hear that I shifted that rhythm, especially after these dotted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and just 1 and 2. Okay. Let's leave out that F, and then we'll do the F and D minor together in a bit. 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 6. Let's start that over. That last one was bad. 2, 3. Some things will be a little bit easier when I speed up, but it's just good to learn it slow. I got to watch on that G and A minor measure that I don't keep that low note down, the G, and then the A. Instead, I play 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the F measure, which we know. Let's talk about this D minor measure. So we got that same little flamish thing. John will tell me what the actual terminology is for that. So we got 1 and 2. Same thing. Right? We're not going to leave that pinky down. It's going to be way slower than that. Let's just do that a minute. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. From that F, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, and 2. It's a little weird when I go, but 1, 2, 1, and 2. Last half of the measure is 3 and 4 and one thing, and you can hear this on, if you watch any of these videos, you hear on every instrument I have a lot of issues I got to work through. But on piano, I like to leave, actually on every instrument, I like to leave the note earlier than I have to. 3 and 4 and, right? I like to play not staccato, not sustained, just this weird world in between. So it's not something that I'm going to pick apart too much right now. It's stuff that I'm going to be aware of, and like slowly, like as I get more comfortable with these pieces and do more of these, I'll be like, all right, we're going to fix this week. If you try to fix everything at once, you learn nothing. Let's try to do this whole measure. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and So this would be our kind of main chord movement. Let's do it, left hand only. 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and that all together yet. Let's try it without metronome. So 1 and 2. And now, oftentimes when I'm playing without metronome, you hear me just go a lot faster than I need to. I got to keep it around that 45. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so for sure that F measure of 2/4 gets me right, counting that 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, that was better. Let's try it. That's a good thing to do though too. Play it without metronome, play it with metronome, just going back and forth like that. Metronome pushes you and forces you to think a little bit differently. You can lag and move your time around when it's you, right? You allow yourself some extra room that's not needed, but it's a good way to get the idea down. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Back to C. 1 and 2 and 2 So we collectively, I mean, somewhat have both ideas down, right hand, left hand for this little movement in the song. Now, you could keep on doing right hand, left hand separate and get them faster, and you should, but like today, it's like, all right, we've done that. We understand that. Our goal is to play both hands together. So you kind of like take a step back, and instead of doing, this whole movement over and over again, which is not even going to be possible for my brain at this point, we're literally going to do half a measure at a time and get these rhythm ideas down into our hands, right? And then tomorrow when I practice this, or when I practice this next, what I would do is I'd start over. I'd pretend I'd never learned it before, which is sometimes easier for me than you'd think. And then I would just go to right hand, and I would get right hand at 45 and move to 55 and 60 and just kind of like, screw it, make that my focus. Then I do the same thing with left hand. And then as soon as I'm done with that, where I feel like, hey, I got left hand, right hand back in my head, I would do the exact same thing we're about to do now. And at a very slow tempo, and just doing that over and over again, we're going to create rhythm confidence in both hands, rhythm, there's other words, I'm sure. Independence is the word I was looking for. So, all right, that's what we're kind of cultivating now, is this sense of rhythm independence. Now, this song is probably not the song that I would choose to get back into piano. Gorgeous song, really liked it. Listened to it the first time like 10 minutes ago, even though I've been teaching it for a bit. Not uncommon for me. But the things that are positive about this song, it's slow, so you get a lot of time to focus. It's in the key of C. Those are two positives for it. Other than that, I would have picked, like, maybe I'll do a song down the road, which would be the first song I recommend. But the fact that I'm already teaching this, like, and I need to work on this and learn it and be able to give feedback, it made sense to do it this way. I don't know what the point of that was. You guys might figure it out. I did have a point. It's a good/bad first song to work on if you've getting back into piano. All right. Let's do this without metronome first. So we got this 1 and 2. Now, in some ways that makes my counting easier, right? Because I have a quarter note in this hand. 1 and 2 and 1 and. We'll see. In other measures, it'll make it more difficult to have that other hand in there, just because how they're competing. 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. So when I play this two, oftentimes my left hand lifts up before it has to. One and two, and, right? Well, it's not how the music's written, probably not how they played it. There's a lift before this next chord, right? One and two, and. But it's not where I'm putting it. I'm allowing my left hand to get distracted by my right hand. One and two, and. So just things that are worth going this slow over and really work on refining it throughout the next week or so. One and two, and. Such a little difference and a nuance that might not even be noticed by most, but it's more like it's a bad habit that I don't want to continue to lean into. Moving to an E minor, which is nice because our left hand's just going to play that. Right hand's playing this. So it'd be 3 and 4 and 3 and. Now again, the way we're doing this might seem overly tedious, and it is. But it'll get you to play a high-level song pretty quickly. And I say this a lot. You do this on 10 songs, and you'll see this. This is number 1. We'll do, it'll probably take me 3 or 4 of these or 5 of these to do a song, and I'll get sick of a song and move on before I finish one. But when we're 10 songs in, you will notice a difference in my piano playing because of how we're doing this right now. It's worth spending the time on this because it's going to pay off later. All right, we got that E minor. 4 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to go C to E minor. Practice it once on our own. Oh, I guess I don't need to have both highlighted. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's a lot of movement for me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. More just getting back to it, right? Making this nice little. I played faster than we're about to. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 I'm kind of playing it just, not till I'm sick of it, but like just until I can kind of let my brain drift a little bit as I play. And it kind of depends like where your focus is for the day. Like right now, this is really just what I need to work on, is getting both hands to play together. So I'm allowing myself to be like, okay, spend as much time on that measure that you want to, because it's a nice little pretty movement. So left hand and right hand. And again, every time we're doing this, we're kind of reviewing a little bit, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Left hand's going 1 and 2 and 4 and. So, sorry, let's only do this first half again. So left hand. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. 5 is 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and okay. Let's do the F part. We'll put them together. It's, as you can see, a lot of repetition. And 1. Those two together. 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 I know, again, I'm just going to say it because I feel it. It's tedious, but where I'm at in just the practice I need to do, and I'm probably not the only person in the world that needs to do this practice. So I have two options. I might as well just put these two measures together and just work on that small loop of getting comfortable with that. I do this a lot in drums too, where I'll do like hands only, feet only. On this, I would do right hand for a bit, left hand for a bit, try to combine it. Left hand, right hand, combine. Yeah. Okay. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Mistake. And 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. All right, let's do it. Just so I can get that movement down. Let's do it without metronome. 1 and 2 and 3 and that's where I'm gonna struggle. Nope. Let's do it again. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 trying to do it from memory, and that's a bad idea. Metronome's going to push me, but I think it's a good idea to try it. 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 feels like this, like I'm pulling my brain apart to play that all. But it's fun, and piano is such a fundamental instrument. So the next part should be easy, right? If we're just playing this chord and then the rhythm's easier, it's kind of just transitioning between each chord and the next, and having left hand and right hand move at different times or at the same time, and putting it all together. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That I can play all day. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do it the same way we've been doing it. So we'll do this measure by itself. 2, 1, and 2. All right, one more time by myself though, because I don't really know what I'm doing. 1, 2. Okay, 3, So I think we just add this F in too, and then we can put all of that back together. All right. Little knuckle crack break. Let's do it by ourselves. So left hand is going G, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then right hand. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Slowing it down. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1. All right, so let's put those first 4 measures together. Run through it without and try to get some counting going while we're doing this. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 G. 2, 3, confidence with that because I don't have it right now. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. This face was because I started to rush. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Feeling pretty good about it, but I'm starting to make some mistakes and lose focus. All right, so just a little quick refresher without metronome. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, losing a little bit of focus, and that's okay. I mean, we're about 50 minutes in, and brain's starting to get fried. It feels pretty fresh, but starting to get fried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, let's go. 4 and 1. So you see the habits I'm starting to pick up on that A minor to F. I like to play, just because I can't sight read this quick enough yet, and I don't have it memorized, and those are two things that are totally okay. And then on the G, sometimes I'll go, I just play one of those notes. So a lot of it just goes to not knowing this yet. So I think what we're going to do, let's see. I'm trying to think about the brain power I have left. Let's ignore the fact that we're putting this together, and let's just tackle some of this left-hand stuff so we're ahead for tomorrow's left-hand stuff or whenever I do this next. All right, so keeping it 45 BPM. This would be like the second run through in the verse, second line of the verse, I guess. We're going 1, 1. So we're introducing 16th notes, right? So we're going 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So I probably don't need to count it like that. So 1, 1 and 2. Oh, I gotta hold that C there though. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 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 Let's just get the notes of the rest of this section down, and then we're going to call it a day. Kind of like pushing myself at the gym, maybe a little bit harder than I can go, but all right. So 1, 1 and 2 and different rhythm, right? 1 and 2 and we have this little ghost note before 3, and we're playing an F and an E, so it's like 3 and don't put that accent on though. 3 and make a little more sense in context. 1 and 2 and I'm probably gonna mess it up for a while. It's a little bit easier to do this with the right hand in there as well, because I get a little bit of a guide. So it's like, and I'll do this super slow. So 1 and 1 and 2 and then it sounds like it's how it should sound on 3, 4, and then that same kind of 1, 2 and then down to all right, so I think for today we're good. I mean, we did a long session. So again, as always, guys, if you guys need the sheet music or have certain things that you need help with and want to work on or have song suggestions, let us know. Become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. We appreciate any of your guys' support and help. All right, you guys have a good rest.